How to change your finances in 6 months. As a multimillionaire, but someone that started broke living in my parents' basement, I can tell you, you literally can change your finances. It took me longer than 6 months, but now that I have changed my finances and become someone that is very wealthy, I can tell you how to get this done in 6 months, but I'm not going to tell you in this video how to live a small life, how to be very mediocre, how to just be a middle-class person. I'm going to tell you how to change your finances so that you have all the money that you want going forward. Let's go.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, or you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
Every millionaire knows that to become a millionaire, you need to get your money working for you. That is truly the way to become wealthy. If you are just trading dollars for money, you're not going to get rich. Another thing that I learned along the way is you cannot save your way to rich. You actually have to start earning more money. You have to become a wealthy person. And really, it starts in your mind. So I'm going to give you a 6-month breakdown of what you need to do each month to change your finances, and some other tips to actually become wealthy, not just a mediocre or average person when it comes to wealth. All right, let's get right into this. Month 1. So in month 1, this is all going to be about changing your mindset and getting your finances together. So the first thing that you need to do is find out what your core expenses are. You cannot get to wealthy if you don't know where you are. Like literally, you cannot get to Atlanta from Boston if you don't know where you are. If you have no idea where you are, you can't get to where you're trying to go. So the first baseline thing that you have to do is actually look at your finances, actually see how much money you are spending on things. Here is the issue though. Most people don't have money, and I'm talking about my own self when I was broke, bankrupt, and living in my parents' basement, and even before how I got there, is that I would not look. I figured if something was going bad or if things were going bad, if I knew I was spending a lot of money, I knew I was spending more than I was making, I did not want to check my bank account. I did not want to look. I did not want to deal with that. And guess what? If you think that not looking is going to solve the problem, you are dead wrong. You have to look. You have to start opening up that thing and looking behind the curtain and seeing what's there. Just like that monster under the bed, how you cure that is you go under the bed and see that there is no monster there. There is nothing monstrous about your finances. These are just decisions that you made, and you're now going to make different decisions in order to change your life. This is not a bad thing. I was broke, bankrupt, bad credit. Today I'm multi-millionaire. You can do it too. You don't have to think that this is where I am. This is where I'm staying. So get in there. Start looking and seeing, what do you pay for rent, mortgage, utilities, your groceries, your transportation, gas and car. Those are your core expenses. What are the fundamentals that you need to live your life? Basically the basics. Now again, Noelle is a multi-millionaire. I live a lavish life. I am not going to teach you how to live a small life. I'm going to tell you how to get your finances together so that you can go to that next multi-millionaire level just like I did. This is not about being in the break room and being all frugal and not having anything and having no fun just so that you have some money. That's not what we're talking about. But you do have to look. You have to know what you spend on rent, mortgage, groceries, utilities. You have to know these things. So let me give you a quick list so that you know these are your core fundamental things, and you need to know how much they cost per month and have that number in mind so that you know the minimum amount of money that you need. And then we're going to talk about some other things to get that number much higher. So once you have figured out your core expenses, again, rent or mortgage, insurance, food/groceries, healthcare, and utilities. Those are your core expenses. Once you figure those numbers out, write them down and total them up. Then you need to also figure out what your net income is. That's pretty easy. Most of us have a check. We know how much money we're getting. If you're self-employed, you can look at your bank account and you can easily determine what your net income is. Now that we have a baseline of what our fundamental expenses are and what our net income is, that is month 1. Now we can move to month 2, where we really take this thing to that next level. Month 2. Get rid of all non-essential bills. Now that you know what your essentials are, what it actually takes to live your life, you also have some non-essentials. We all do. Maybe it's different subscriptions to different streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, YouTube Premium, whatever. You probably have lots and lots of subscriptions which are non-essentials. So you're going to eliminate all of the non-essential things. Now, again, we will bring some of these back later, and I'll talk about that because you're going to have a full and healthy life. You're not going to have a small life. But you do have to start realizing what's essential for you and what's non-essential. And during this period of time when we are fixing your finances, we are going to eliminate all of the non-essentials. Additionally, you're going to look at some of your habits. One of the things that I realized is I spent a lot of money eating out. So when I was getting my finances together and reinventing what I was going to do, I needed to stop eating out. No more pizza deliveries, no more Chinese food, no more of all of these apps. Now, again, I fixed my finances in 2009, 2010. So it was a little bit different. We didn't have all of the apps that we have today. I'm pretty sure you are spending probably a lot of unnecessary money on lots of apps, and you have to eliminate those things, and you need to get that done in month 2 so that you are prepared for month 3, because that's where it all kicks off. Let's get to month 3. Month 3. Increase your income. Now, there are other people that will tell you how to fix your finances. There's this guy, I will teach you how to be rich, and a few others that I had used to listen to back in the day. And I will tell you unequivocally, I do not like some of their advice when they don't even talk about increasing your income. I am a millionaire. And like I said, when I started this video, a millionaire taught me. And one of the things that he taught me, and again, it was a male at the time, now I've had lots of female mentors as well, is that I needed to make more money. Instead of worrying about all of my expenses and what I spend and focusing on shrinking the expenses, I need to focus on increasing my income. If you actually make more money and you've actually already addressed your expenses, that is where you should spend most of your time, money, and effort. If you're constantly worried and thinking about living a small life and reducing and shrinking, you're not going to be able to expand. And that's really where your mind should be most of this journey. You should be expanding what you can do and how much money you can make. You probably got yourself into a financial situation like I did by overspending and not making enough money and not really focusing on that. You actually can make more money. You can increase your income. You can get a promotion. You can switch jobs. Again, if you work, it's actually the faster way to get more money is to switch companies. I remember people would tell me that I switched companies a lot when I used to work in corporate America, but that is when I had the best chance to negotiate a higher salary. Trying to get a promotion in many cases would only lead in a minimal or marginal increase in my pay versus if I went from one bank like Wells Fargo to Chase Bank. When I'm interviewing at Chase Bank, I now can negotiate my salary and I would get large increases in my salary versus trying to get a promotion at the current company that I am with. Again, that's just a pro tip from someone that used to work in corporate America and made 6 figures. And the last job that I had in corporate America before I actually quit and became a full-time entrepreneur, I made over $200,000 per year. So I'm telling you this, it is easier to actually make more money with a job if you are willing to switch companies, because that would be the best way to actually renegotiate a salary. Now, if you work at a really big company and you're able to go to a different department, you may be able to do that same thing, but just know statistically speaking, generally speaking, your best chance of getting more money in a job would be to switch companies. In addition, you may have a hobby that you need to monetize. You may be able to paint, braid hair, cut grass. There's something that you love to do, maybe take pictures that you actually can monetize and turn into an actual business. I strongly suggest you get an LLC or a corporation, C Corp or S Corp. Again, Noelle Randall is not an attorney, so I cannot advise you. But while I was working a job, I established an LLC and I started building that LLC before I quit my job. And it actually became another stream of income and actually matched my income at my job and exceeded it before I actually quit my job. So again, you actually can start a side business. And I'm not going to say side hustle, but again, side hustle and turn it into a real business. The one thing that I say, don't leave it as a side hustle, really turn it into a real business by getting a website, getting the business registered with the Secretary of State, getting an EIN, employer identification number, again, absolutely free at irs.gov, and getting a business checking account. That way you can start putting money into that business checking account using different things like PayPal and Square, which is merchant processing, and even taking your own pay in many cases and starting to put deposits into your business checking account. You can legally and ethically do this. You're making owner contributions to your business. And in many cases, there are lenders that will lend to you and your business just with 3 months worth of business checking account statements. So this can be a great way to start creating multiple streams of income and get in your position where you can get business funding. Okay. You can actually build business credit and get business funding for your business in your business's name without using your social security number. I'm not going to talk about it really long on this video, but there is a link in the description box to 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Consultant if you already have a business or you're thinking of starting a business and you want to talk about that. But I am going to emphasize starting a business and actually having a business is going to be the key to really fixing your finances. I know some of you don't think that you have the acumen or the ability or the skill set to run your own business, but there are children, literally teenagers, that have these businesses, and I know that you can do it too. I used to count myself out, and I was staying in this smaller position when there were millions of dollars available to me. I just needed to put myself in the position to be a business and stop working for other people. If you truly want to increase your income, you're going to have to get out of working for others and requiring and relying on others for your pay. You can work a job. I'm not saying that you should be just quitting jobs, but at the same time, you need to start creating multiple streams of income by creating a business. And we're going to talk about that even more because it opens up not only another stream of income, it will open up another credit profile and business credit. That's going to give you cash. That's going to give you loans. That's going to give you grants. That's going to give you, again, money for your business and another way to make money instead of relying on just your one job. You can do it. We all have some talent. I'm going to share with you some more ways that you can get this done. But again, focus on increasing that income and make that a priority. It needs to be a decision for you, and it doesn't need to be something that you think that you will do later. That needs to start happening in month 3. Once you already know what your current income is and your expenses, great. Now that you've eliminated unnecessary spending, great. Now it is time. Let's focus on making more money. Again, if you need help, there's a link in the description box for business and business credit. But at the same time, it's easy to start to help you establish a business, get it started, start building business credit, get business funding, sell your products and your services, and quit that job for good, if you choose. All right, let's go to month 4. Month 4, eliminate bad debt. This could have actually been done, and a lot of people will talk about this really early, that you need to eliminate debt. You need to focus on debt. And I actually think that you should not worry about this in the beginning. One of the things that I realized is that so many people love focusing on the negative. They love focusing on how much money they spend or how little money they make and how much debt they have, and that actually hurts your mindset. If you actually want to increase your income and become a multimillionaire, it starts in your mind. You have to start to see yourself differently, knowing that you can make more money, knowing that focus beats intelligence, and knowing that the way to millionaire status is not by shrinking your life and having this small life, eating out of a Tupperware container and not having Starbucks. That's not rich. That is not wealthy. The real way to wealth is start making money and have your money work for you. The easiest way to do that, of course, is with a business. Most millionaires are business owners. You already know that. And you already know that 89% of all millionaires were created through real estate. So you want to actually start owning real estate or investing in real estate in some way. You can invest, of course, in stock market and mutual funds and different things like that. We'll talk about that in a second. But more importantly, you need to invest. So in order to invest, you have to get rid of some of that bad debt and increase your income so that you actually do have money to invest. So getting rid of bad debt, looking at those high credit card interest rates. If you have any payday loans, of course, you need to pay those off and get those going. But again, if you are increasing your income, now you have more income to actually pay off that bad debt. And then you will pay your debt off very strategically. So you're going to try to pay off the highest interest rate stuff first. But another way and another method that I use is actually snowballing. So if I have 5 credit cards, for example, and they have different balances, if the one with the lowest balance is the one I'm going to try to pay off first, I'll pay that one all the way off because that's going to increase my credit score. Any credit cards that you can actually pay down or pay off will increase your credit score. So I'll start with a credit card that has a smaller balance, pay that one off. Then I can allocate the money that I was paying to that card to the next credit card, pay that one off, and so forth. And it will just snowball. Or you can take the method of paying off the credit cards that are closer to the limits and start getting those balances down so they're not so close to the limit. Because if your credit card balance is really close to your credit card limit, you already know that's going to be a killer to your credit score. Your credit score will decrease if your balances are really close to your limits. So if you have credit cards where the balance, for example, is really close to the limits, get those down to 30% so that you can start increasing your credit score. This will allow you to get new credit cards so that you can consolidate, in a lot of cases, consolidate credit cards, transfer the balances with 0% interest. This will help you. This will raise your credit score. This will allow you to get more credit cards, which will actually give you more buying power, more investing power. And this will be a great way to create that emergency fund without you actually having to save for the emergency fund in order to put yourself in a position to be good. You really can pay off those debts, have credit cards that, you don't keep a balance on them. They're just credit cards that you use as an emergency fund instead of starting with trying to create an emergency fund. So many people will tell you, if you want to fix your finances, you need to save 1 month of your expenses, or 2 months and 3 months and 6 months. And they give you this advice, but quite frankly, they're setting you up to be a very mediocre person. They are multi-millionaires. That is not usually what they focused on. If you focus on making more money, the rest will really start to fall in place. The easiest way to fix bad credit is with money. Month 5, invest in yourself. Now that you actually have eliminated some of that bad debt, you can actually start to invest in yourself, not investing in other people's companies, not investing in the stock market, not buying crypto. You can actually just start investing in yourself. Now, again, you may actually do the stock market and crypto or these other things, or even real estate, but you actually need to invest in yourself first. You need to learn how to do this the right way so you don't end up in a situation where you never fix your finances. If you actually can learn something, a skill set that makes money, like Noelle did, like how to wholesale real estate, how to fix and flip, how to have rental properties, then you can use that knowledge, which is power, to become wealthy. So you need to invest in yourself. Go to classes, go to seminars, go to conferences, invest in you, get that knowledge. There is no way that you're going to become a millionaire just staying in your house all the time, never going around other people, never talking to anyone. You really have to get out of that comfort zone, go into rooms with people that are richer than you, rooms where people are smarter than you, where they have more money than you. All of those different things will actually start to change your environment so that you can get that knowledge and you can become powerful. Remember, knowledge is powerful, and the best investment is in you. Month 6, automate. Now that you have all of this figured out, you're making more money. You're going to automate some of your savings. You're going to automate how you pay your bills. This is very, very important. You're going to put all of your expenses on auto pay. Every single credit card that I have is on auto pay. I will just set it where it just pays the minimum. Now, of course, you don't want that to be what you do with all of your credit cards, but you want to make it where if you forget, where you don't have to think about this, it at least pays your bill on time. So you never have to worry about bad credit again. Additionally, you're going to not only automate how your bills are paid, again, put all of your utilities on auto draft, put all of your mortgages and rents on auto draft, put all of your credit cards on auto draft, any of your actual bills that you have, again, from month 1, your fundamental core bills, those should all be on automatic payment withdrawals so that they get paid and they get paid on time. Secondly, you are going to automate your savings. You should always automate it where it just pulls out and puts some money somewhere else. That is really easy, and you can actually increase that number over time. In the beginning, it may be just $100 per month that you're saving. And then as you increase your income, which is what I told you we're going to do, you can then increase that number. I now have it where I'm able to save at least like $1,000 a week. And it's pretty easy to do because I could just take it and it's automated. A very, very simple thing to do. And again, that's a minimum number. That's just on automation from one thing from another. Now, again, you can get it where it's 10,000, 20,000. But again, I actually like investing my money. I'm not one that hoards a lot of cash. I think that it'd be better to actually invest it. So as soon as I get enough cash, I'm buying a piece of real estate or I'm buying equity in somebody else's real estate and different things like that and growing my portfolio because that's my goal. So let me give you one last tip before I get out of here because you need to hear this. This is big. The number one thing that's going to take you from broke, bankrupt, and living in a basement to multimillionaire is you. You making a decision that you can do this. You have to stop thinking that you cannot be rich. You have to stop thinking that you can't be wealthy. And you have to stop thinking that you can't learn things. You can. I used to have low self-esteem and think that I couldn't learn things, that people were smarter than me, and everybody had more money than me, that everybody knew stuff that I didn't know. And I really had to get that out of me. I had to do my inner work to realize that I am smart. I am confident. I can do things. Now, do I know everything? Absolutely not. But I know that I can learn things. And that is truly the key to becoming wealthy, knowing that you are a learner and a doer. I can learn things. I can do things. That really is the attitude. And more importantly, focus beats intelligence. This is not about being the smartest person and knowing everything and stocks work like this and this works like that and blockchain works like that. No. Focus beats intelligence. Now that I have met so many millionaires and billionaires, I can tell you unequivocally, it is not about intelligence. If you can stick to something, especially when I said you are going to pick a business, if you just stick to that business and you don't quit and you don't let the naysayers and the negative people talk you out of what you're doing, you will be just fine. I literally had to go against everyone, literally people sitting right next to me, laying in the bed with me. I had to go against and say, I am doing this real estate thing. I can do it. And I did not quit. And that is why in a year of doing it full time, I was able to make over $400,000. And then the next year doing it full time, I was able to make over $1 million. This is focus, not intelligence. This is me not quitting. And this is not what happens in the first month or the second month. And the same thing with your finances. If you want to change your finances in 6 months, then make a decision and commit to it. You cannot keep switching. You cannot go to the next thing. You literally need to just commit to doing it. You can do it. I believe in you. I know you can because I did it too. And if you need any help or encouragement with that, please go to deals.noellerandall.com. My new book, Pick a Horse and the Manifest Journal, is a combination that you can get absolutely free. You just cover the shipping. Pick a Horse is my story where I talk to you about real strategies that I use to stay focused, to stop jumping from thing to thing, and to have the confidence to do what I was doing even when it wasn't working and keep going to make sure that it did. I was able to find the thing that I could do and just keep going with it. You have many options and probably have many talents, and the Pick a Horse book will help you pick your horse and ride it all the way to the finish line. Additionally, the Manifest Journal is an amazing journal that I created where you just will journal in the morning and the evening to help change that mindset and get you to the right mindset where you really can achieve your number one goal in just 100 days. You can get both of these books absolutely free. You just covered the shipping. Again, a book that you will read each night and a journal that you will do each day and night. Absolutely free. Just go to deals.noellerandall.com. There's a link in the description box and it is written here on the screen. That is DEALS, deals.noellerandall. Noelle is Noelle, Randall, Randall, deals.noellerandall.com, because I want to make sure that you have all of the knowledge, all of the resources, and all of the tools that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.